Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J, along with Kamal and Arjun, coming to you live, streaming live from various coast to coast, actually, right? We're on the East
Indeed.
Coast, you're on the West Coast.
Yes.
Yeah, and Marco, happy hump days, he says, because we are getting it from every direction, except if you're short like Arjun has been. Arjun's had some really good timing. And Arjun says what? You're gonna go neutral now on the market?
Yeah, I closed all short positions today because we got near my target of 420 on SPY. So
Uh-huh.
now I have no idea what's going to happen. You could flip a coin, tell me either one. I don't
A
know.
lot of traders that I've been listening to said earlier on that we cannot go up until we retest that 420 low. And a lot of speculators now feel that we're going to get at least a bounce off the 420 level, at least a bounce, if not a big rally. But to me, it's dependent on Russia. So you could throw the chart out. That's how I look at it.
I agree with that. I don't think you can read charts right now. It's all what's going on in the world.
Hmm.
Well, that's why I'm a coin flip, but I was calling 420 the whole time and I got it, whether that's luck or whatever. But yeah, now I have no clue.
Yeah, look, I mean, 420 is a critical number on the SPY, no doubt. That was a recent low, and if it goes beyond that, substantially beyond that, then you're probably looking at what you were talking about earlier, Arjun, like 380 level for
Yeah.
20%
Yeah.
SPY correction off the top.
I think it was 384, whatever 20%
Oh,
is.
roughly, we could
Yeah,
we could round it out.
sure. Call it 390, whatever.
Yeah. So no, Andrew, we're going to be on every day at 4 p.m. for 30 minutes sharp. So that the show will be prompt from 4 to 4:30. We're going to go over the tickers, the trending stocks, and the averages as well. Um, Arjun will do a little charting today. My computer is brand new, but it's giving me a hard time on StreamYard with uh, with charting, with sharing screen. Tom is with us today. Zeisman is with us today. Zeisman followed you, Arjun. Good man.
Nice. I like to see it.
Linus, afternoon all. Been buying the dip. It soon will be completely dipped out. I know the feeling, Linus. I know the feeling. I've been buying so many things. Today, I couldn't resist buying some. What I buy today? I bought more Athesis. Let me just take a quick look. I bought more Athesis. I bought. What I buy? I know I keep. I haven't been selling anything. I bought Sava. I added to my Sava.
Yeah.
You recently bought Sava, right, Kamal?
I did. So you
Yeah.
keep averaging down, huh, Dr. J?
Well, I don't think it's gonna. I think it should put in about not put in a bottom in my mind. So I think the 100 day should hold on the 100 week, whatever the heck it was that I was looking at on the chart.
Yeah.
Arjun has some charts. Go on, Arjun. You take it from here.
Yeah. Sounds good. So, I mean, I don't need to spend too much time on the averages today because we know it was bloody red. I think,
Well,
in,
just go over the
yeah.
Dow, S&P, and
Yeah. The S&P, we lost a little under 2% down to 42.25, which is kind of in line with the retest of this 4,200 or 420 level that a lot of people have been calling for. Beyond that, who knows? We'll see. We'll probably know by next week. The Dow down 1.4, Nasdaq taking it a little harder. Small caps are also taking it down 2%, and then crude oil flat. Pretty interesting. And then
Bitcoin is down on the day too, right?
yeah, Bitcoin, which tends to just be leveraged equities anyway, risk on. Then you have gold, silver, 10-year bond up. And yeah, I mean, this is just what you'd expect out of a red day. These are the things you need to see.
I want to take a little quick look at that chart.
Yeah, let's take a look at the S&P because I can kind of show you what I've been looking at for a while now. So I think that there's two ways this plays out, right? You have a potential, if you're a bear, you see this head and shoulders pattern potentially playing out. And so you're seeing a retest down here of this low, and you might see a break of that. If it breaks down, I'm
Can you pull
looking
it
at,
down? Could you pull it down so the head appears? Right now, we don't see where the head is.
yeah, well,
Pull it down. Just pull down. Just grab it and pull down. That's it. That looks better.
yeah. But then here's the other option. If you're a bull, I think this is also somewhat feasible. You're going to make this W maybe.
And we have a double bottom.
You got a double bottom. The thing about that is, so if you call let's just call it 473 here is kind of where this left side of the W started. And then you go up here, you make a nice little double top in the middle, which is where I was very confident there we'd have to go down again, and we ended up going down. And look, you're right where you landed on that January day, literally a month ago to the day.
Yeah.
And this is judgment day, I think, for the bulls. I think you can't make a lower low that's meaningful. I mean, maybe you can go a little lower. You can go to 418, 415, but you really, if you get lower than that, I think you're going to start talking about if we go out to a longer time frame, I think you're going to be talking about a potential test of this. What would that be?
That's where you are.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I want to know what this average is here. Yeah, that's the 100-week. I think that's my guess. If this is going to keep going down, you might find support there at that 388 or 390. So that's what I'm seeing. I mean, I'm neutral here. It seems, I think Dr. J and Kamal, you guys are both slightly, if not majorly, biased to the upside, pending Russia.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Putin is going to go and take Kiev, then I think you're going to see those 380, 390 levels pretty sooner than later.
Yeah, like a flash crash kind of thing.
Yeah.
So Dr. J, you don't think it's this is already priced in?
No, because it's unclear that what the hell that maniac is doing. I think it was assumed that he would not go into Kiev. Now it's looking like he will. So you're saying you're thinking that today's action prices in Kiev? Maybe not.
I don't think it does.
Not totally.
I don't think you can say a move of 100 points on the S&P's pricing in that. I think, like, because the thing is, this market had been in such a violent uptrend for so long anyway. I think that it's not possible that anything war related is priced in. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, things could quickly get much worse than what we anticipate. And if that happens, if it looks like there's blood in the streets, that there's heavy civilian losses, heavy Russian and Ukrainian losses, then you're looking at least overnight 390 overnight. I mean, yeah, right? 30 points, definitely.
Yeah, I think that this 100-week, that's just what I'm going to predict Russia would get us quickly, just for simplicity, 388, 36.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, if you look analogously on the VIX, right, this has been something I've been personally paying a lot of attention to. I think Russia, clearly it matters in the short term as like a potential flash crash, but I don't think we should also be discounting the fact that the VIX has been slowly curving upwards since later last year, once, the Fed started to talk more about quantitative tightening and inflation, et cetera. I mean, I'm not saying that the market is doomed to go down big time immediately. even if Russia pulls out. But I do think that this is something I just have been paying a lot of attention to, that I don't think the VIX is all of a sudden
Well,
just going to.
we had a period. This is a daily, right?
This is the weekly, but let me get to the.
We had months of bottoming,
Yeah.
months of bottoming action on the VIX.
Yeah, I don't think that's an accident.
Yeah.
So this is why I am
Draw that trend line going up on the VIX.
Yeah, this is why I've been slightly biased to the bearish side recently. I mean, I'm not saying anything's going to happen overnight, but I mean, how does this look? Something like that.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah, it's not perfect, but
No,
maybe yeah.
That's a perfectly good trend line.
Yeah, and then maybe one up here too. I don't know. Just make it a channel or something.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, I think this is generally, I don't see the VIX on a weekly basis going much below this channel. I think it could get crushed on Putin giving up and, you know, just saying no war, but I don't think that would, I think that could end up being a potential for bears to pile on again on a pump. I mean, this could play out so many ways, but I just think this is not something we should discount.
Well, I think a lot of people made money on the Putin put. Now the question is, will the traders turn around and buy a Putin call?
Yeah, and we cannot answer that as of now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Rego Marco says double down, triple down on the biotechs with LABU. Rego Marco has a better idea what's going on with Putin because he's in Switzerland.
That terrifies me, but let's look at LABU. Why not?
It's been a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, to call a bottom here is fascinating, in my opinion. I mean, this is falling knife territory, but you never know. I mean,
pull it up.
It's so hard. The problem with this chart is it's so hard to see anything because it's.
Just pull it up a little bit. Up.
Drag it. Click on it and drag it up.
Yeah.
Oh, like this. Got it. Okay, cool. Yeah. So then what's the bottom from March 2020? Low was 1264. That's the lowest of all time that I can see.
You know what gets me? How inane the calls by the analysts are. The analysts recently lowered CRISPR to sector perform, one of the big analysts, and lowered the price target from like 150 to 100. That's considering CRISPR is selling at 54. That's like saying if it's sector perform, that's like saying the biotech index will double. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Sector perform? Come on. You don't give a target of 100 for a stock that's selling at 55 and call it a sector perform.
Right.
That's a strong buy. It's a strong buy.
Yeah, this is fat. I mean, like if you're gonna buy this, you're just throwing the chart out. I see no argument here for predicting a bottom. I mean, unless you're really, really, really confident that, like, if the March 2020 low holds convincingly, then sure. Like, look at all these sell volume.
Jiggly says, take away the war and we'd still be going down. We have the Fed issues with raising rates to combat inflation. We have supply side problems. We have enough going for us without the war and COVID.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Jiggly.
So there's plenty of reasons for market weakness,
right?
Even without Putin.
Right. But, you know, I mean, I'm just being very conservative these days. Most people I talk to actually are not agreeing with my approach of being all cash. But
today I bought some more Para, P-A-R-A. I think that one looks good.
Yeah. Should we chart that?
Yeah, give it a look. Para is the new symbol for Viacom.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are we? Let's look at it on the daily. So this is another interesting one
Just
here. Yeah.
blow it up a little bit.
Yeah.
It's below the recent lows, but it looks to me like fundamentals are strong. It went down a lot off of an earnings report that showed tremendous gains in subscribers, new subscribers, but earnings were weak because I guess the price of getting those subscribers were high.
Yeah.
But I like it. I think it's growing into taking away some of Netflix's play, and it's looking good to me, this one. So I added a little more to this one. What else did I do today? I've been buying every day. Sava, short Sava, that's another good one.
Yeah. Because, yeah, the thing about these charts is like, we're not going to add much on the technical side right now because everything's going to look like a sell.
This one I added on the technical side because either the weekly or the daily showed that it was just above the 100-day moving average. I don't remember.
Yeah, so the daily, it looks like it's below all averages, but let's look at the weekly. Okay, yeah, the weekly, it looks like it had a bounce here. Sorry. Yeah,
it's
there we
just
go.
above the 100. That's 100 where it rested a couple of days ago.
Yeah, 100 week, 3360.
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago, 3-4 weeks ago, it hit the 100 and bounced, and now I think it's going to hit the 100 again, maybe, or not even.
Yeah.
And bounce. So Sava is a tremendous buy at these low levels, considering the potential is so enormous, so enormous. It's the enormity of the potential move on Sava is you got to be in it.
Yeah, I think given a lot of the charts I've seen recently, this one looks fine.
Of course, our opinions are strictly our own and do not constitute investment advice. Check with an advisor before acting. Do your own due diligence. Tell your friends about us. Subscribe if you haven't already, because this is a great show. This is a show you want to be at after the market close every day.
Agreed. You got a plan for the next day.
Crazy Dr. J and Kamal and Arjun and Professor Spike, and who knows who's going to show up.
But yeah, the other thing I like about this chart, you could argue it, it's the halfway on that green candle for the week of February of last year. So it's been a year since we got that massive run on the initial data.
Yeah.
You see a double bottom that coincides with those halfway bar. I think this one, based on what Dr. J tends to like about charts, it has a lot of those things.
And also fundamentally, the FDA said "FU" to the civilian lawsuit to stop the trials. They said the trials will go on. So phase 3 is going on, and I'm sure it's filling nicely because there's very little choice for Alzheimer's patients.
Yep. So yeah, I can get behind you on. I mean, granted, I'm not buying anything these days, but if I were to buy something, this one looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm disappointed with the recent price action, but I just have to buy more.
Yeah. Well, let's just get another touch of the 100, maybe nibble again. You never know.
Yeah, that's what I intend to do.
Excellent. Let's look at my Albo, just because this is one of the only charts I've seen
anything that's green we should look at.
Yeah, Albo's been great. I mean, it's really just I think we highlighted this last time. Just a very, very strong chart. Given
it doesn't want to go down, even in the terrible market, it's been bucking the trend.
Exactly. You have this kind of uptrend that is leveling off a bit. And this is on the weekly. Maybe I'll look at the daily actually.
And an all-star performer.
Yeah, exactly. And I think, you could even argue it's kind of flagging a little here, just kind of consolidating a little. I mean, no, it's not a perfect pennant, but I've heard people call something like this a bull flag before.
I'd want to see a little more flag-like
Yeah.
formation.
Yeah, but maybe it's getting there. And then I think the fundamentals here really excite me because you have revenues are coming in for Bylvay, and then I've talked about how adult indications for their liver treatments are going to show some data soon, along with expand.
I think it's not that soon, probably by the end of the year.
Oh, it's by the end of the year. Okay. Well, there is data. Maybe it's coming on expanded pediatric indications.
Yeah, you're getting more pediatric data.
I think it was Alligiles or something. I forget. But yeah, I mean, I generally think you in bear-ish environments, looking for strength can help. And this is one that I expect.
You have to chart BCRX before we get off because they had earnings and it was a disappointment.
It was a disappointment. Let's take a quick look at it. Yeah, I'm not surprised given the chart what happened. But yeah, the earnings did underwhelm. I think, expenses are ramping up given they're still in the middle of Factor D trials. And I think that what was a parabolic move for Orladeyo in revenues is now kind of rounding off a bit, becoming linear, and the market maybe in those revenues to continue to look parabolic. It did seem to try to want to bounce a little at the 20. The problem is if it breaks that, you don't have a great looking 50-day that you want to visit at $15. So
what average did it hold today?
The 20.
The 20-day?
Yeah, I tend to chart the 5, the 9, the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200.
Okay.
Just like
a lot of people look at the 20.
Yeah, so the 20. Fundamentally, I think this company is just fine. I think you're just gonna have to weather the storm in this market. But I think around where would you buy? I guess this is.
I don't like the candle because it finished at the low of the day.
Yeah.
The only thing I do like about it is it closed right at the 20. So.
Yeah, the volume on this sell-off was nothing compared to the volume that it rose on back here. So maybe not overly concerned. Maybe this just had to, kind of had the look of something that was going to fall.
Yeah,
given that it gapped.
Further weakness, it could go down to the middle, go down to that big green candle, like 2 weeks ago. You'll see there was a big green candle.
Yeah, let's call it right here, right?
Okay.
1550, something like that.
Yeah, I think what happened today was a stop loss domino effect.
Yeah, could be.
That makes sense. And 1550, I think, makes a lot of sense for a variety of reasons. Like this is where it kind of formed this cup that it topped out on the left side here before it gapped down. I mean,
and it also makes sense because the whole market is terrible. Biotech is terrible. So yeah, it makes sense. 1550 is a reason. Looks like a possible re-entry point if you sold, and place to add if you're holding, and place to get in otherwise.
Right. And the thing you like to see, the 50-day is right below that 1550. So it gives you a little bit of cushion. If it breaks that, you might get a bounce at $15. So
I would agree. Want to take a quick look at DraftKings? 5 minutes left.
Yeah, speed round. I like this. Let's just get it going. So yeah, BCRX, our opinion is potentially nibble at 1550, 15 if you're more conservative. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, this had a nice little reversal.
It got killed because Caesars outspent everybody to get subscribers. Like in New York, they were giving away money. And they got killed because everyone who signed up at Caesars. They were spending money on commercials. They were spending huge bonuses on sign up. DraftKings just couldn't compete. And now Now DraftKings is coming back a little as Caesars is stopping all spending because they overdid it. They got actually hurt with
Yeah.
with their rise in subscribers. So DraftKings is a tremendous platform, as we discussed earlier.
Yeah.
It's very user friendly, very professional. People are used to it from fantasy.
Yeah.
I think going forward, as things when the dust clears, people will gravitate to DraftKings.
Yeah, and I tend to like where it stopped. I mean, it around the time of IPO, it kind of went up and down a bit, and then it found its legs right where it stopped here. So I think the risk reward is not too bad given.
I think Kramer is endorsing or that's his pick of the gambling stocks. I think
Yeah.
that might have given it a shot in the arm too.
Yeah, I don't mind that pick. I mean, I think, market looks strange right now, but if you're going to nibble, I think it's totally fine to buy a little.
I don't think AUPH is a big earnings play. Do you?
Not that I know of. I mean, I'm not playing any bios for earnings.
No, but the thing is, nothing is being taken out until the dust settles and bio stops falling like a knife.
Yeah, I just strongly recommend.
M&A is absolutely dead for now in biotech. So
yeah, I agree.
AUPH was a likely takeout play, and it still is, but not yet.
Yeah,
Why
yeah,
it's going down with the rest of the market.
agreed. Don't play this for earnings, is my opinion. So yeah, I don't think, given some of the other bios we saw that look a little more enticing, I would say this one wouldn't be one of my top choices. But
So I have a question, Dr. J.
Yeah.
With the market being down this much the past few weeks or couple of months, you don't think any of the reasons you've mentioned was already priced in?
No, I do. I think
Inflation,
six Fed rate hikes were priced in already. I think inflation was overpriced in because I don't think it'll be as big a factor. I think the big thing that wasn't priced in and still isn't is how bad things get in Europe, in Russia, in Ukraine. Geopolitical event. Now, everything else, I think the market more or less priced in. That's my feeling.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I agree, but that's why I'm all cash.
Well,
Otherwise,
there's also, as Jiggly pointed out, COVID concerns, but that seems to be mitigating. And there's also supply side issues, which trouble me. But as COVID concerns mitigate and people come back to work and get a decent salary because of inflation, it might actually work to solve these supply chain issues.
Yeah. Well, given that so that was 30 minutes, we ran through a lot. I mean,
Adios, amigos. It was very nice seeing you. We have a new format, 30 minutes. We stop until tomorrow. But tomorrow is...
So let's go over the schedule again.
Every day at 4.
Every day, every weekday.
Day at 4. We have a 4 to 4:30 wrap,
Yep.
market wrap, whatever you want to call it.
Yep, we're going to wrap up the market. And, okay, real quick before we go, will 420 hold on SPY? Dr. J, go.
Yes.
Kamal, go.
I hope so.
And like Kamal, I hope so. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye. Till tomorrow.